So, about the equations and about the magic, in particular about the magic. What goes into the equation? It begs the question, right? And that is a fucking great question. What goes into the magical math equation? That brilliant expression of my new great friend. So obviously, that after you listen to the first part, you know what does not go into the equation. That's key to know. And so eventually what happens is that you listen to stuff, you kind of study up a little bit these concepts or these ideas, whatever, and then what you really need to be able to do is to feel them. Feel how things feel to you. Feel it out for yourself. Like, how does expecting something from someone feel to you versus not expecting anything from someone and receiving a surprise? How does that feel to you? How does it feel, the expectation? And also, for example, how does it feel to you that other people have an expectation of you? And the expectation that you show up, for example. How does that feel? Like you plan something with someone and you notice that you can't be there at the planned hour. But let's say that this is a big deal, it's an important meeting, or you work in real estate and you are showing a house and you have to meet these people at noon. So there's the expectation that you are there at noon, or at least at the latest at noon, because real estate agents, I know that they go there like half an hour early to open the house and blah blah blah. But it comes around that hour and you notice that you have to like majorly rush because there's an expectation that you will show up at a certain time, at a certain place, dressed in a certain way, with a certain disposition, with a certain preparation, with the keys, blah blah blah. So how does that feel to show a house under that circumstances versus not having any expectation? And imagine that you are imagine the scenario that you go to this place, to this house that you want to rent as a builder, and you go there to visit the house for the first time or to take some plants. Imagine that you wanted to show the house with plants, and you take the plants there, and and at the in the hallway of that apartment building, let's say, there's a really nice couple that you strike up a conversation because you notice that they are not from there, and you notice like, hey, how can I help you? And they would say, well, we are here, a friend of ours was supposed to meet us here to show them their house. We are going to like house sit for them, but at the last minute they said that they are not going to show up. And you go, wow, I have a showing, I have a house that I'm showing for rental. Would you like to come up and see it? You know, so how do these two compare in your body? You know, the one that you have the pressure of expectation, the pressure of commitment, and the time and the place and the la la la, and versus this thing that it just happened out of nowhere to cross paths with you out of nowhere, totally magical. How does that feel to you? So you have, like, that's the thing, that's the only thing that matters, is that you feel this out for yourself and are able to then navigate your energetic state so that you are with the least amount of charge, of pressure, expectation, commitment, whatever it is. And there's so much, because we are so conditioned to live our life and organize our day and organize our life in this way. We live in a matrix, in a grid, and we follow the rules and the values. We are conditioned by a lot of stuff, all of the stuff that causes pressure, all of the stuff that causes conflict and anxiety. It's matter that conflicts with truth. It's matter that bumps up against truth, because the truth is that when you are under pressure, like going back to this example, you really don't want to go at that moment when you're feeling pressure to go to meet these people at noon as planned. The truth is that you don't want to go. And so slowly you want to be able to distinguish and recognize what is true from what is the habitual way of living, the habitual way of working, the habitual way of dealing with people, the habitual way of talking, all of the things, because you are so stuck, so it's so ingrained in us. So this distinction is like a lifelong quest, because there's so much for you to get rid of. So going back to that example, if that was me, as soon as I noticed that I did not want to go, and I was like totally under pressure because I wanted to meet the expectations of the people that I had talked with, I want to meet the expectations of the property owner, the house owner that is expected I show up with results. When I realized that I put pressure on myself to be professional, quote unquote, and show up on time and be reliable and timely and be this super host, right? When I notice all of that, which is layers upon layers upon layers, my only awareness of this helps me see all of the junk that is conditioning me to just go there. It's not that I want to go there. It's all of these things that are convincing me that I should be there and should go, blah, blah, blah. So the work, quote unquote, is simply to, you just place awareness when it feels awful. When you feel awful about something, it feels bad, it feels pressurized, it feels like torture, it feels like, shit, I wish I could say no. Of course you can say no, but I'm just saying that that's your inner dialogue when you say what I would really wish that I could do, or I wish I had the courage to do something like that. When that goes on in you, which is already a big deal level of awareness for you to notice this inner dialogue, that's when you want to stop everything and assess what is truth. Because if that's a lie, if you don't want to go, if that's the truth of that moment, of that situation, is that you don't want to go, you do not fucking go. And and you will be in this dazed and confused state, because what the fuck, how come am I not going to, how come am I not being professional, how come am I breaking my values, how come am I breaking my word, how come am I being unreliable, how come, like, what will happen, what will come of this, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose money, oh my god, I'm going to lose sales, blah blah blah. So you'll hear all of this chatter that will be immediately coming up. But you, with experience, you will know that that's part of the equation, is to let go, like subtract. You see, it's a subtraction. The math is mostly a subtraction. Let's just say that the equation is the subtraction. The math exercise is less than, is subtract, subtract, subtract. And then something else will come up that you truly want to do. So you first notice that you don't want to go, and you don't go, and then something else will fall onto your consciousness, a sign, an idea, or someone crosses your path, like something comes into your field after you clean up all of that junk. And that's the portal to magic, that next thing that comes after all of the turmoil, or even during the turmoil, whatever. It's like the magic happens once you see the lies, the illusions, the temptations to be a good girl, and you see the truth at exactly the same time. And you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that truth is to be this unreliable person. In that moment, you know, that's the flavor of the situation. It's not like you are an unreliable person. It's not like everything now, it's like a no show. But you assess situation by situation. So the math is a subtraction from all of the conditioning, all of the lies, all of the preconceived ideas, all of the values, all of the expectations, all of it. It's a subtraction. And the more you are aware, the more you are able to subtract, let go, say no to, turn your back to, disengage, and you'll get the magic. That is 100% fucking sure. That's the magic part, the certainty. Now, what will come of it, you don't know. But it's something that's awesome that then you want to submit to. Like, imagine that then you have the command, the very clear direction of calling a friend and sharing with her what just happened. You know, that is so simple. This is very organic, guys. So you have this idea, okay, I'm going to call about what just happened to my friend, blah blah blah, and you call them, okay, and something magical will happen in that phone call. I mean, I guarantee, or whatever it is that you are called, that's the portal